ladies and gentlemen, to Fan Appreciation Month here on Reaction and Review. Now, as I stated a couple times in the previous episodes this month, the second half of Fan Appreciation Month is dedicated entirely to movies which not only have been sent in by you guys, but are also films that have been requested countless times. So, I can finally knock these things off and just never have to hear another request for them again. And we're going to start off this half of Fan Appreciation Month with a film by acclaimed director Darren Aronofsky. I need to mention that I've only seen one film directed by Darren Aronofsky, and it's the only film of his I actually thought looked, decent, and that was The Wrestler. The Wrestler, I personally believe, it was the best movie made in 2006, and I'm kind of pissed that it got royally fucked over when Oscar season came, rolling around. But I'm not going to sit here and, bitch about that, because I could probably be here for a good hour just bitching about the Oscars. Instead, I want to try to talk about the movie. This one is Darren Aronofsky's outing from 2000. The movie is Requiem for a Dream. Now, I should mention that I don't know a fucking thing about this movie, and going against my usual protocols of this, where I go in totally blind, I was dumb enough to read the description on the back of the DVD case, and I'm going to tell you right now, what is written on the back here sounds fucking boring as shit. However, I do have hope. I am going in with the highest of hopes. I want this to be good. And if I have to continue to remind myself that this here's the same guy who made the fucking Wrestler, I will. It's probably not going to help if the movie is nearly as boring and dull as the write-up on the back is making it out to be. But I'm having hopes that this movie is able to surpass the lackluster write-up on the back of the DVD case. So, yeah, it's time to see if this thing is any good. Without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Requiem for a Dream. That's his mom? She looks old enough to be his fucking to be his grandmother. And she's chained the TV to the radiator. I'm not even going to ask why, hoping that they will explain it though. I know it's really early for me to be saying this, but is anything interesting going to happen? Because we are already like 17 minutes in. The closest things we have to a plot is that the mom's going to be on TV, but they don't tell us what show, and her idiot son wants to sell a shit ton of drugs and retire from the hustling game. Whoopee. Guys, that right there is exactly what I really, really wanted to see in my movie, is Marlon Wayans' bare ass. Yeah. That totally makes up for the 33 minutes of tedium I've had to put up with so far. Alright. I think it's high time I said this. You guys hear the song that's playing right now? Same fucking song that plays every time that there's a musical cue in this fucking movie. I'm getting sick and tired of that goddamn song. And now every single time I hear it, I'm going to want to punch out somebody. I'm that sick of it. That's partially because this movie is boring as shit, and I'm waiting for something interesting to happen. We just had a shootout, and it was still boring as hell. Alright. I'm going to ask this once, only once. And I know I'm not going to get an answer, but I don't care. When the fuck is this movie going to get interesting? I am struggling to stay awake here, because this movie has nothing even close to a serious plot. It's just basically a bunch of dipshits getting fucking high and doing nothing. But I'll get into more detail on that when the fucker's done. I just sort of wanted to vent a little bit now because, damn it, it's the only way I'm staying awake. Well, At this point in a movie that was well, written, I'd probably care about the fact that all of our characters are all going into a downward fucking spiral. But I just can't bring myself to care about any of these characters. I really can't. Just kind of sad when you really think about it. Thank fucking God it's done. Hear this fucking song? 3/4 of the goddamn movie is this shitty fucking song. Oh. Fuck this movie. Alright. Let's talk about the movie. I'm going to start with music. I know I normally start with acting. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to start with music. Why? Because this has to be touched upon. See, it's normally not a good thing when you can count the number of songs used in a film on one goddamn hand, alright? Alright. We have 3 pieces of music which seem to be almost completely incidental and they'll play in the background. You barely even notice them. I'm just going to assume 3. Just play along. There's one that plays for about 5 to 10 straight minutes. When everybody's officially going through the final phases of their meltdowns, all right? As everybody's either getting either getting their arm cut off or getting a dildo in their ass or working like a prison job or going through shock treatment, you hear this one song play. The rest of the movie, whenever they need a song, they play this fucking thing. Oh yeah, sure, I want to use you as a fucking example, and then that right there is when you finally shut off the goddamn song. Fuck you, movie. Anyway, that song sucks. Thankfully, I was so bored I was trying to stay awake, I looked up the name of the fucking song. The name of that shitty song is called Lux Aeterna. I now know the name of the song that I will listen to when I go on a massive killing spree. Specifically because if that song is going to push me to that point. Because it is such a shit-sounding song, I find no joy in even listening to it. I totally understand a lot of people think it sounds epic, it sounds cool, it sounds this, it sounds that. No. After having to listen to it almost non-stop for the last hour and 40 minutes, I feel nothing but pain listening to that goddamn song. Frankly, I would rather listen to Fran Drescher attempt to sing than listen to that shitty fucking song for another goddamn second. Now, writing. I'm going to give you guys the entire plot. I'm going to spoil the entire film for you in 3 words. I've never been able to do that with any film, but this thing is so fucking shallow as shit, I can sum up the entire film in 3 words. Those 3 words: drugs are bad. There we go. I just gave you the entire goddamned film. This thing is a 1 hour and 40 minute anti-drug PSA, and it's not even a good one, okay? I saw better PSAs when I was a kid, and those are when Pee Wee Herman and Dirty Harry were telling us what crack is. I remember a 30-minute fucking anti-drug special where Alf, the Muppet Babies, the Smurfs, and Alvin and the Chipmunks were trying to get this one kid off fucking drugs. That was a better anti-drug, PSA than this fucker was. But that's partially because both those PSAs and Cartoon All-Stars, those had likable characters. Those had decent writing. This doesn't have that. This thing has what starts off as like a fairly decent plot, and then it just turns into everybody gets high all the fucking time. We have 3 people who are getting constantly high on coke. We have 2 of them who shoot it, 1 of them who snorts it. Actually, those 2 might technically be doing crack, but crack is a variant of fucking cocaine, so let me just play along with us. Alright? 1 of those 3 also regularly smokes weed, and 1 of them is on a shit ton of uppers, which apparently, I didn't know this about drugs, but uppers will make you paranoid and will make you hallucinate. I didn't know that, I just thought that they made you all peppy and happy and shit, alright? But hey, what do I know? And apparently, smoking weed and doing tons and tons of coke or crack don't make you really hallucinate as much as going on uppers does. I don't know. I really guess I thought it was the other way around. So we have no real story here besides, hey, 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 smoke weed every day, or, well, to be technical, either shoot, snort, or pop every fucking day. And it's like, that's it. That is the entire fucking film. I don't want to hear about any kind of like special message or any of this other shit which is in this movie. No, there is no goddamn message. There is no fucking symbolism here. There is nothing. This film is shallow pig shit, and I really feel ashamed having sat here and watched it for this long. The very fact that I had to struggle to stay the fuck awake should tell you how bad this goddamn movie was. We don't have a single likable character. I think that might have probably helped this a little bit. Would have been if I could have given a rat's ass about any of our fucking characters, but all of them are so goddamn stupid and so fucking shallow that there is no way to find any likable, thing about them. They have no shred of likability about them, which is probably why the actors all phoned in a bullshit showing for each of them. Allow me to run you through that. Because I was looking on the back here, I was kind of expecting at least something, because we have here a blurb from Roger Ebert, which says, 2 thumbs up for Requiem and Ellen Burstyn's powerful performance. Allow me to sum up Ellen Burstyn's performance. Her character is basically Jackie Mason, if Jackie Mason were a woman and really high on uppers. That's it. She is so Jewish in this film. She is such a Jewish-like stereotype in terms of voice and mannerisms that actually, no, because Jackie Mason would have told her to tone it the fuck back a little. Alright? Then we have her son, which is played by Jared fucking Leto, and he whines every line he says. He cannot say any line without sounding as whiny as fucking possible about it, which makes me want to jam a screwdriver in his fucking neck. Then we have his girlfriend, who's played by Jennifer Connelly. And Jennifer Connelly, who I know is a very sexy woman. Apparently, filmmakers here didn't want that, because thanks to makeup, or camera angles, or lighting, or some combination of that, she has the ugliest, most mannish face I have ever seen on a fucking woman, and it kind of drains away all of her sexiness. It doesn't help that her, similar to Leto, is whining every bit of dialogue she fucking says. And then to round out our foursome, we have Marlon Wayans. Yeah. They had to scrape the bottom of the fucking Wayans brothers barrel and bring in Marlon. Do I even have to comment on that? No, it's Marlon fucking Wayans, and Marlon Wayans couldn't act if his life depended on it. Marlon Wayans knows nothing of acting, nor does he know anything about being funny. He is the least talented of the fucking Wayans family, and that is saying a lot. The fact that we have these 4 people to carry this entire film is just beyond sad, because none of them seem to give a shit about their characters, which makes sense because their characters are shallow, unfucking likable twats. There's nothing here. There's nothing here that is likable, that is in any way interesting. And my God, the only thing I can say that was a positive on this was that, well, besides fucking Jennifer, Connelly looking as manly as possible in the facial area, beyond that, lighting, camera, makeup were all really good. I mean, because there are a lot of, lighting effects and shit in here which look fantastic. The movie is visually spectacular. However, that doesn't make a movie. You have to have a story, you have to have acting, you have to have likable characters, you have to have something tangible there to actually give a shit about. And Requiem for a Dream fails at that, alright? It fails miserably. I do have a little bit of trivia, though, see, because there is one thing which I have in common with Darren Aronofsky. That is, we both adore a Japanese film called Perfect Blue. The difference is, Aronofsky bought the rights to remake the film in the U.S. He technically did years later when he made Black Swan, but the reason why he did that is because he wanted to recreate a single scene from the movie, which is where a woman is lying in a bathtub in the fetal position, and her head is submerged in water, and she screams. Yeah, I really didn't know that you had to buy the rights to remake an entire fucking film for just a scene as simple as that, but he did. And unlike Perfect perfect blue, the use of it here has no fucking impact at all because you don't like Connolly's skanky fucking character. You really don't. So there is no impact when any of this happens to anybody. And when the film is over and when everybody's lives are just in this fucking, like, are just all in a total hell, you don't give a shit because none of them are in any way likable, so you don't feel sorry for them. And they bring all of this upon themselves through their sheer stupidity. Oh my god. Recommendations. Who the fuck can I recommend this to? Well, apparently I don't have to, because I apparently am one of the last people on the planet to have wasted their time with this fucking thing. I'm probably also one of the only people who didn't fucking like it. Because according to all of the requests I was getting for this movie is supposed to be this deep, deep, awesome film. No, it's not. It's a fucking hour and 40-minute anti-drug PSA that frankly fails miserably at being fucking entertaining. I've seen better PSAs on TV, but that's because they have better acting, they have better writing, they actually have likable characters, and frankly, they're only 30 seconds long. They don't drone on for an hour and 40. Holy shit. Alright. But if you haven't seen this film, if you're really into like art house shit, you want to try to find some kind of deep message in a hour and 40-minute PSA, go right ahead, check it out, all right? But I'm not promising you quality. I'm not promising that you are going to walk away entertained. I'm not going to promise that you are going to walk away enlightened. I can almost promise that you will walk away bored and probably very, very tired because frankly, I need to go and get some fucking sleep now because this movie has just been, I'm goddamn, I'm fucking, yammering now. I've been fighting off the urge to fall asleep for the last hour at least. So, you know what? At least part of this title is true, because, well, this movie's definitely going to cause you to dream, but that's because the fucker's going to put you to sleep before it's done. Anyway, Requiem for a Dream came off the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in is a friend of mine, and her name is Kari. Now, she has sent in a lot of stuff, but she recently got a new YouTube channel, so I want you guys to all swing over there. Her new YouTube channel is called Firefox Kari. Swing over there, check it out, and Kari, thank you. I thank you for two reasons. One, now I don't need to hear any more requests for this one. Thank Christ for that. And two, I was curious if this thing was going to live up to any of the fucking hype. It most certainly did not. Now, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to go, and I'm going to get some fucking sleep. Lord knows I fucking earned it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.